Hey guys, it's Peter Jordan. Obviously, this is not Masterpiece Theater, but it is what I'm going to call the Fireside Chat. And since we're in Mobile, this is about as close as we get to an actual fireplace, so we're going to run with it. So, what I need you to do, grab a cold snack, grab a cup of coffee, grab a tea, get a Coke, I don't care. We need to talk. One of the things we need to talk about tonight is humility. Yes. What I mean by that is this. I think a lot of times as fly fishermen, we make the mistake of feeling like we're on a higher plane than other fishermen. Whether bait fishing, artificial gear chuckers, whatever it is. The fact of the matter, at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is how many fish you pull into the boat. And I've got a lot of friends that I fish with that are conventional fishermen. There's a lot of times I get outfished. Now, don't get me wrong, I can use conventional tackle as well as anybody. And I've still got some conventional tackle that I still use. But we have to remember, we make a choice to fly fish. We made a decision to take the hard way. And that's cool. I mean, that was our decision. But I think a lot of times we'll miss out on learning what these other anglers can teach us because we get in the fly only zone, and I was really bad about that for a number of years. You know what I mean? So that's something that I think we could all work on. Now, that being said, let's move on from that. The next thing I want to talk about is overlining rods. A lot of people are going to overline rods because it slows the action of the rod down, makes it easier to cast, helps with the timing, all kinds of stuff. The fact of the matter is, you bought a rod that was too fast for you. You did. It's a fact. I mean, it happens to all of us, though. We get out there and we go looking around, we go to the fly shop, and this is the latest, the greatest, the most amazing fly rod. It's going to help my cast, I'm going to catch more fish, and I'm going to look better doing it. Because I need to be pretty. It's a fact. It's kind of like this, I don't need a Ferrari to go grocery shopping. Now, I'm not saying that you can't go grocery shopping in your Ferrari. What I'm saying is, a lot of times when we overline a rod like that, what we're doing is we're handicapping that rod. So we're never actually getting everything that rod can do. And Lefty Kreh said a lot of times that there's a lot of rods out there that 90% of the people that will cast them can't really use the rod what it's intended for. And I'm pretty sure I just boogered up that quote, but you get what I mean. So my thought is kind of slow down your approach. Don't look at the price tag. Just because a rod costs more doesn't mean it's a better rod. I mean, it may have different modulus and different materials and new space age equipment, but if it doesn't work for you, it's not a better rod. So my suggestion is this. Start with the slowest action rod. I mean, obviously, if I'm picking out an 8-weight, my suggestion is start with a medium fast action first, and then move up as you're trying each rod with the appropriate grain weight to that rod. If you want to get the most of what that rod is capable of, cast the grain weight of the line that rod is made to cast, and it's going to work better for you. I promise it will. For me, my bass rod is a TFO Pro. Why the TFO Pro? Because it's slower. I intentionally picked the slower rod for my bass fishing because I wanted to bend the rod and then let it do the work for me. Wanted to bend it, let it flex, shoot the fly out. That's what I wanted it to do. I don't need to make long bomb cast. I need to be effective from 20 to 60 feet. That's it. Fact. But by that same token, if I'm going to go fish, and I want to go fish for, down here I would say If I wanted to fish for bonita, this is a good example. They're really fun in the fall. That slower action rod won't do what I need it to. It won't. I have to have the faster action rod because I'm going to be throwing intermediate lines. I may be throwing a sink tip. But more than anything else, I've got to propel that line through the wind super fast at a long distance because I can't get too close to the school. Now the next thing is, well, what action rod do you need for redfish? And I would say in the marsh, a lot of times, you should probably try the slower action rod. For two reasons. One, a lot of redfish are going to blow up right at the boat. You know what I'm saying? Like they're right there. And that slower action rod will present the fly more delicately, at a closer distance, with less work. Okay? Can you use that super fast action rod? Yeah, sure, but it's going to kill your short game, and that's what it's all about there. So match the rod to your sort of fishing, and I think we get a little carried away with getting the fastest rod possible. So think about that when you guys are buying rods. Slow down, slow your roll, guys. Start with the slowest action rod you think you can stand, and then move up. And I think if you do that, I don't think you'll end up buying as many super fast action rods. Now there is a place for them, okay? But make sure it fits your casting stroke and your style of fishing to make something you are comfortable with. So that's my second point. My third point of the evening for our fireside chat. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I guess the third point's this. Anything you know that you've learned in the sport, share it. And share it graciously. Don't share it in a way to show off. Just try to be a genuine teacher because the sport we love, the places we love to do it at, they depend on us sharing it with others and them being aware of it. And then loving it as much as we do. So, be aware of that. Share generously with your knowledge. That's pretty deep. Write that down. I should have recorded this. Huh. It's not bad. Sure is.